far from the Dolomites is one of the most heavily forested parts of South Tyrol in Italy. Thus, whether it's for barns, farmhouses, or spa hotels, wood is a common building material. But one wooden building in Lüsen is different from all the others. It's called the Müsselhaufen House.
In the local dialect, Mussel means a tree trunk that has been felled and stripped of branches. And that means a Musselhaufen is a wood pile. I've made a kind of pile of tree logs and hollowed out the inside, and I live in there. The idea comes from my childhood, when we used to go exploring the surrounding forests, and I noticed all these strange forms, and so I thought, what's that? Who lives in there? What can be done with it? And so the idea gradually matured over the following years.
Under the Müsselhaufen are 220 square meters of livable space and plenty of design ideas. The entrance to the owner's office is also unusual. The way there leads through a door made out of light switches.
You have to press the switch gently in or out to turn on the current or turn it off. Here you have to press a little harder, and then the door opens.
The collection of light switches is also a sculpture that can be rearranged at any time. Armin Blasbichler is the owner and architect. He's lived here for the last 2 years with his wife Patricia and now their 2 sons. Benjamin is a little more than 2 years old. His little brother Elias was born in June. At first glance, the house looks like a compact log cabin. A closer look reveals it has 2 parts, one old and one new. A glass light shaft connects the 2 halves. Several generations have already lived in the old part.
My mother was born and grew up here, and her parents, and so on. That goes back as far as the late 19th century, and that guided my design. I wanted to show that aspect.
The numerous mailboxes at the front door are a little surprising.
These mailboxes are for us, of course, for our family, for my wife, and for our 2 children. But there are also mailboxes for my deceased aunts and uncles, for my deceased grandparents, for my mother who is still alive, and they go back for 3 or 4 generations.
Along with the light shaft, light also comes in through room-high panes of glass, which form the second shell of the house along with the wood.
The impression of a wooden house is deceptive in terms of structure, because this is basically a glass house. You can look through the gaps between the logs and light enters between them.
Benjamin especially likes to look out and observe passing cars. Sometimes he also goes to the walk-in closets in the bedroom and then enjoys walking down the ramp. Along with wood and glass, there's also concrete containing tiny glass fragments.
It's not new glass, but recycled. Old glass carries time within it. This is a house of generations. So I also wanted to convey the aspect of generations, of history and memory in the materials. That's why the concrete mixture also contains recycled glass.
The Müsselhaufen, a history of generations hidden behind wood. And here in the Dolomites, building with wood is entirely natural.